When two brilliant actors and people I actually adore team up in a movie together, you know, you want to be in line to see it. And these two are lighting up the big screen in The Leisure Seeker. Please welcome the fabulous Helen Mirren and the amazing, fabulous Donald Sutherland. Months ago, I got to be part of a really kind of special event, presenting you with your Oscar. I just, as I said that night, there are certain actors that you have in your bailiwick that you want to be as good as, and for me, that one of those actors has always been you. And so, did you have a good time?
Can I whoa, it's not easy. Yeah, I had a wonderful time, but the best time I had, and I was going to ask you if I could have a copy of your introduction to me.
I wish I could.
Oh, you don't know?
I didn't write it.
Oh.
It was here. I never write. I can't write those things down because I have to say what I mean when I mean it, and sometimes you write it down and it doesn't sound right. So that came from my heart, but I can remember a lot of it, so I'll write what I remember.
I'm here.
Let me tell you something.
They'll get it to him.
I sat there in absolute awe, listening to this woman speak, and I had encountered her. I was talking to my wife last night. Mike Nichols was we were in New York walking along the street, and Mike Nichols came up and ran and grabbed me and said, "I've discovered a genius. Come look." And it was her.
Wow.
But she said stuff to me that represented everything in my life that I had hoped that I would be able to achieve, and it meant everything. I can only remember how I feel, and how I felt then is how I feel now. Which is...
They are going to get you a copy.
They're going to transcribe
Our producers are saying they're going to transcribe that for you, so you will have Whoopi's speech. I have
made
to...
a fool of myself.
No. Dame Mirren, your skirt is everything. Just start out by saying that. It is everything. It is everything.
That's cute.
So you were at the Golden Globes Sunday night.
Yes, I was.
As a presenter and as a nominee for this wonderful film, The Leisure Seeker. But you wore black, again, in solidarity with the Time's Up campaign. You've been to the Globes so many times. Was this time different? Did it feel different?
Of course it was different. It was an incredible moment. I think it was the night the Golden Globes grew up, in a sense.
Wow.
Because they've always been thought of as a sort of rather naughty, you know, mischievous, naughty, sort of younger sibling to the Oscars, you know. But they really stepped up, I think in many ways. And I was very proud of women, because I thought the women who won, anyone who spoke with incredible articulateness, without banging on a drum, with wit, with warmth, above all with warmth. It was the feeling I had on the Women's March after the election, and I'm sure all of you, I bet, were on one or another of that. And there was an incredible feeling. It wasn't angry or, I mean, it was passionate. But it was so full of warmth and generosity and smartness, and I felt that at the Globes as well.
I'm curious about you because I was saying the other day, a lot of actresses are doing nude scenes in the past, I don't know, 20 years or so. You know, there was always the years.
Me, a lot longer than that.
Yeah, I know. I know
Yeah.
you've done a lot. Back
Yeah.
in the day, Betty Davis, we just have the waves crashing and we knew what happened. Now everybody's having sex in the movies. Women have to take off their tops.
And men do nowadays.
Some men, we always see, we don't quite see full frontal on men. But I'm wondering, in your recollections over the years, have you been forced to do that at any time or encouraged to the point where you
No,
felt
I mean, you
uncomfortable?
either agree to a script or you don't. And if it's in the script, then if you've agreed to the rest of it, you've agreed to that. And that's always been my attitude as a professional. You can't suddenly say, oh, but I'm not doing that if you've signed up for it. But at the same time, it's never easy. It's never easy. Except if it's a love scene, at least you've got your partner, you're in it together, and you become sort of like babes in the wood. It's funny. You become your own little relationship. Nude scene is something else, but I don't know. My approach to it was, I'm embarrassed, I'm mortified, but I want to liberate myself. And I've always said it's never necessary. It's never necessary.
No.
You know, really.
You don't think so?
No, unless you're doing a movie about nudism or something. Never
I've
actually.
done 3 or 4 of them.
So it's always gratuitous.
Never necessary.
It's always gratuitous. And is
It's
it always
always
men who are
gratuitous.
asking you to do it?
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Totally. But, things are changing. It's fine. It's great.
So, your new film has no nudity, I don't think,
No.
but it's called The Leisure Seeker. It's a beautiful story about a married couple, Ella and John, both struggling with health issues, and they decided to go on one good old road trip in an RV. And so, I understand that sometimes they'd be in the RV shooting and they would say, okay, make sure you pull over this way, and then you would just pass where you were supposed to stop. Is this true?
Yeah.
Yeah, but,
She was sitting beside me because I drove it all. I drove.
Right.
Nobody else could
Bless
drive it because
So you did your own stunts, everything? You just drove? When you were on the motorcycle, you did that yourself?
No, yeah.
well, I was on the motorbike.
Wow.
Yes, but
She didn't drive the motorcycle.
No,
No, she was
but I was
behind
driving.
you.
I was driving beside her in the van, which was very
Wow.
dangerous.
Yeah.
No, the reason we flew past the mark was
Right.
because the brakes didn't work.
Oh, my God.
The brakes didn't work and the steering didn't
Yeah.
work.
Oh, my
I mean,
goodness.
Donald was amazing. It was
Half a wheel of plate.
Yeah.
yeah, so,
I mean,
Before it
people
moved.
don't understand. You think that actors are, in these, they find the oldest cars,
Exactly.
God.
the most
And the
broken
oldest
down.
actors.
Yeah. Let's show you a clip. Let's show you a clip so you have an idea what I'm talking about.
Mr. Spencer? Mr. Spencer? It's me, Jennifer Ward, class of '93. How are you?
Oh, I'm sorry, miss. I'm afraid my husband...
Jenny Ward, it's you. How the devil are you?
I'm so happy to see you.
How did you do at Columbia? Oh, you graduated by now.
Oh, yeah, gosh, I can't believe you remember me.
I can't believe it either.
I love that.
It is always such an honor to be at the table with you, with both of you. It's just, as an actor, because, I forget about it oftentimes because I don't do it very much anymore, but it is really an honor to be here with you today. The Leisure Seeker will be in theaters March 9th, and we, of course, we'll be right back.